Hello and welcome to The Balance. I'm your host, Andreana Jackson, a realtor with over a decade of experience in the Miami real estate market. And today, I have a special treat for you. We're going to talk about Brickell, and we're going to talk about art and architecture and everything that goes into that. To lead us in this discussion, I have my friend, Marcella Novela, who's an art conductor and the founder of Art Conductor. Welcome, Marcella.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me today. And this is my very first podcast. So I'm excited to be doing it together with you because we're good friends. And
yes. So talk to me about being an art conductor.
Yeah, art conductor is something that really came out of, it was a life-changing moment for me, actually, when Art Basel first came to Miami Beach. My best friend, who was a huge art collector, she's like, hey, can I stay with you? And then maybe you want to join me in going to these artist talks and things like this. So for those 4 or 5 days, we went to every lecture, screening, opening, party, pretty much some of the best days I've ever had in my life. And I felt so like I'd found something that had been missing in my life for so long, which was art, right? Because I studied fashion design, and I always had I studied biomedical engineering. I always had an artistic side, but I didn't know how to funnel it.
Right.
And going to Art Basel and seeing this whole great world was really an amazing moment. Then fast forward about a year later, someone came to us and said, oh, do you want to be on the steering committee for the Miami Art Museum Contemporaries? And I was like, that sounds perfect. This is right up my alley. So I joined. And a year later, I became the chair. And then we started doing incredible programming to really engage people like myself that didn't really know that the museum was there and existed. So we grew our membership, kind of tripled our membership in our time there. And really, it was a fun time because we were getting ready for the opening of the new museum, which is the Perez Art Museum.
Right.
And then it was like, being involved in these different organizations, a little bit with Locust, a little bit with Mocha, a little bit with Bass, and kind of sprinkling our love around that. I decided, what a great opportunity to create a business, right? In which we connect collectors and curators with artists and local artists. That's really like my passion, because we have so many incredible artists here in our community.
Yes.
And to be able to give them a platform or give them a new set of lenses and have these intimate experiences with the artist in their studio, whether it be a dinner or studio visit or something more interactive.
I remember
and that's really where it came from. And it's kind of a dream job, right? Because I get to mix my favorite things, hanging out with my friends and my artists, and creating these magical moments together.
What is art? It seems like, what does art do for you? Like when somebody comes into it, you see it, and it's always, everybody has a different experience when they see it.
Well, you've been to my house, so you
have some interesting pieces.
You know how
there's none of those signs there. It's real art.
It really is. It's I like to say it's the way my brain thinks, the way I communicate. Because through the art that I collect and the way I display it in our home and in other places, it really is a way for me to translate something beautiful into an open space for people to enjoy. That's why I love hosting people at our home, because I want to share all of these great finds that I found over the years. I mean, I've been collecting for about 20 years, maybe a little longer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've collected some interesting pieces. And are a lot of them from local artists?
I would say the majority of the works are from local artists. I do have some international artists, and my first area of collecting was in like kind of pop surrealism, lowbrow art, which I still collect quite a bit of, but it's now it's gained notoriety through the years. But I really, it's such a joy to be in a space that's surrounded by art. I wake up in the morning and I look at one of my favorite paintings that sits across from me from my friend Magnus Suderman. And it's basically, it could either be a sunrise or a sunset in the Everglades, but you wake up to this gorgeous image and you're like, really like sets the tone for the day.
Right. Art's amazing. I mean, like you said, I started my art journey began at Art Basel many years ago.
Yeah.
And I came back. I'm originally from the Midwest, and I came back and took down all those signs that said, cookie cutter things you get from TJ Maxx. And I started collecting art and looking for local artists as well. And I think it changes the space, the energy in your space. And I love it. So talk to me about your passion for curating art in buildings.
Well, I think art really, going back to what we were saying before, is like art can be in everything, right? I mean, like even in clothing, there's so many amazing young, like I work really closely with this great designer. His name is Moody, right? Moody, he walks during the day, he works in a thrift shop. By night, he's cutting everything apart, reimagining these pieces, and they each tell a story, right? And I feel selfishly that I've collected most of it. But
I think I've seen you in some of his shorts.
Yeah, but it's art. So it's like art doesn't just have to be on the wall. It can be on your feet. It can be on your neck. It can be on your shorts, and it's like having art in every aspect of your life really goes into like these projects, right? So as you know, my husband is a developer. And we've just opened our first project, which is Domus Brickell Park. Okay. Domus is it's a short-term friendly building in which the majority, we think of it more as a hotel than as a permanent residence, because that's really who we're catering to. Right. Investors from different countries who are going to come for a couple weeks at a time, but the rest of the time they want to generate some income off of their unit. So that's where the hospitality aspect comes in. Right. So when presented with this opportunity, the first thing I did was call my friend Amanda Baker, and she has a local gallery, Baker Hall. And I've worked with Amanda for several years, and I don't think there's anyone on earth better to work with, because she just has such nice energy. All of the artists that she works with, she's very professional. And we got to create this great plan for our lobby, which was immersing it and filling it with local artists. So everything was site specific. We have pieces from Regina Durarte. We have Francesco Locastro, Ernesto Kunde, Jonathan, Morel Doucette. I may be forgetting some. I thought I'd make a list, but it's always growing too, because as we're in this stage, we're like, oh, maybe we need a little bit more art, and maybe now we're starting video projection mapping in the garden. Oh, wow. So it's really going to take off. And this is kind of the model for what we're going to do for all the future projects. So
and it elevates the project.
Absolutely. And, we plan to activate the space on a regular basis, because we have Ludlow Coffee is our F&B partner. And Jordan Binder is also one of our partners. He's and I mean, he's done so many cool concepts in our city, like between Dante's Hi-Fi, different restaurants. I mean, really someone who has a pulse on what's cool. So, with the garden, with this, we're going to have an omakase experience in the lobby also as part of this.
Talk to us about that experience.
So this isn't really mine to talk about because it's on Ludlow's side, but, they're really going to bring in these chefs from New York, do these high-end sushi experiences. And, we have the ability to have music in the garden with vinyl records, the video projection mapping. We really wanted to make it a community space. It's open for anyone to come and co-work there in the lobby, as long as, they're not sleeping on the sofas, but
don't get too comfortable.
Don't get too comfortable. But if they want to come have a glass of wine or have a coffee and take their meetings, we've really designed it for that. I want to invite you there this week or next so I can give you a proper tour.
Thank
and
you.
You can see kind of what we're doing. But we really have an amazing group of artists, like Nice and Easy did the most beautiful mural for us that we're finishing in the garden also.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just been a pleasure to work with all my best friends that I've had for years, and you're like, hey, you want to do this project? And then we really see it as investing back into our community, because a lot of developers can go and buy art from Saatchi or wherever it is. But
Right.
is that really what we want? Really what we want is to give back to our community and supporting our community and highlighting incredible artists, right, who deserve to be showcased.
Right.
Because they are a part of who our identity and DNA is in South Florida.
Right. I mean, if you think about it, South Florida, you make it here, it's the epicenter of cool.
It's so cool right now.
Yes, very cool.
And I don't know how I feel about it all the time because it's almost too cool in Miami. But I am happy to see, I grew up here.
Okay.
I grew up in the Redlands, and I remember, when I went to University of Miami, it was kind of first times going to South Beach.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, this is very cool.
Right.
So there were even times I remember like driving from my parents' house in the Redlands to South Beach because I wanted to go out. Right. And I may have even snuck out a couple of times, but but it was a very fun time in Miami. And then the beach kind of died in terms of nightlife, and it moved other places. But I think with all of this new wealth that's coming to the city, money's being invested back into areas that were cool in the 90s, but no longer cool.
Right.
And, even the efforts they're putting on Lincoln Road, which will be amazing.
I'm excited for that.
I'm very excited for that. That will be, it's long overdue.
Long overdue. I just always thought, it was like, how did this happen where it got so sad and you were able to have the design district raised, but, because when you think of Miami Beach, you think of luxury, you think of all that, and it was like, not what Lincoln Road has become. And so now I'm really excited to hear about the new plans for it.
Well, part of it was that it needed a much needed renovation.
Yes.
And so now the city is spending millions of dollars into Lincoln Road, which it had needed for a really long time.
Many years.
Many years.
Well, you got to think about it. When I've been in Miami since 2009. Mm-hmm. So I remember the Van Dyke.
Heartbreaking. Yes. That still breaks my heart.
Yes. Going there to listen to live music. That was amazing. And even going to the movie theater that's not there anymore.
Sore subject.
Okay, positive. We'll keep it positive.
Because we're movie people, right?
Yes.
And we used to go to the movies 3 times a week. And truthfully, we still kind of do, but now we have to drive over the bridge to Brickell or to downtown, and it's really unfair because that's the part where I don't agree with it. Because truthfully, the Van Dyke, the movie theater, those are places people from the community came to gather, right? Residents, locals, and who are we catering to if we're not catering to the residents and locals anymore, right? And to the tourists, it's just gonna,
tourists will go where the locals go.
They want to.
Right. I want to know where the locals go.
Yeah. What's the secret spots?
Right. So let's get back.
Okay.
Your new project.
Yes.
The new project you're working on, which is right with the balance, is called the Wellness House.
House of Wellness.
House of Wellness.
House of Wellness.
Okay.
Yeah. House of Wellness is a very exciting project for us because, for a long time, anything wellness related, and I think still in certain pockets, is very unattainable for everybody, right? It's if you can pay, $500 for this treatment, or if you can pay $400 for this gym membership, we want to bring all of those amenities, or we are bringing all of those amenities into our project. So we have state-of-the-art fitness center. We have a hammam. We have a full spa. We have a place where nutritionists will be. There's an ambassador that kind of oversees and programs the space, so it's not an amenity that isn't used, right? So we'll be having fitness classes. We'll be having meditation sessions. sound bath, healing, anything that you can imagine in this space we're bringing, because we want people to be in a space where, like you see very well, because this is something you're very familiar with. The whole world is kind of leading in this wellness journey and being more aware of the value of bringing wellness into your house and taking those times of peace and respite for yourself away from the real world. And look, Miami is the most fitness conscious city I've ever been to in the world. And never ceases to amaze me. Like when I leave and I was like, why isn't everyone fit?
Right. I was just having this conversation with a friend, and I was like, just about the way I see myself. I've lost weight, but Miami's super fit, and everybody's just like, these super influencers and things like that. We're flooded with them, and then I leave. Let's say I go up to Orlando, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm getting muscles and things like that. But no, this is a very motivating city to be in.
It is motivating, but there's a lot of cheating going on too.
Yeah.
So it's not entirely like genetics,
right?
Between the plastic surgery and the injections, and but it puts a lot of pressure on people, which is almost counter wellness, right? Because one of the things when we were in Chicago, which I really loved, is like people, they were so comfortable just being themselves. Right? Different shapes, sizes. No one was trying to look like an influencer, not to name any names, but there was no cut and copy look of fitness or anything. It was just people, and it was so beautiful to experience, especially being in a place where everyone kind of is very fit and wears the same workout outfits, and
Yes.
But definitely, I think wellness is something even greater than being skinny or muscular. I think.
Well, it starts internally.
It's internally
in your environment.
Yes.
So the House of Wellness.
The House of Wellness.
It's a boutique building, correct?
It's a high-rise. It's a high-rise building in Brickell.
Okay.
But what's the most, aside from all our amazing amenities, what's really a strong selling point is like our units are starting at $380,000. So
that's affordable for Brickell.
It's affordable for Brickell, but it's also affordable for wellness if you compare it to other wellness projects that are, millions of dollars.
Some of them are 1.2 just to get in.
Just to get in. And how does that? What message are we sending to young professionals who want to live in Miami? And look, they don't even need a car in Brickell, because so many big corporations have moved their headquarters to Brickell and vicinity, so they can, kind of do everything in Brickell. Right.
And the new projects that are coming up, and this one is just going to be great.
Yeah.
As far as the wellness aspect of it, I think that's really important. Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. It's the affordable wellness, right? And to have all the top finishes. I mean, when you come to the project on whatever day we pick, you'll kind of see what kind of product we deliver. And for us, it's very important that our job begins after closing, right? We're not developers who are going to walk away and leave it as is. And we're still, I think 75% of the units have already closed at Domus Brickell Park. And I'm still there almost every single day with the designers. It's like, maybe we need another mirror here, or maybe we need another artwork here, because we want it to be perfect. Right. And we want people to like tell their friends and be like, this is the sort of developers you should work with, because they make true on what they promised.
They stay with the project. They're just not moving on.
Yeah, of course.
Tell me about the art you're going to curate into this new project.
Well, that's very exciting for us, because this is the second Domus is Domus Brickell Center, which is also on South Miami Avenue, just a little bit further north. And my partner, Amanda Baker, and I have just started to imagine all of the great ideas that we can implement. But one of the things that we're going to implement in this project is we're going to do a call to artist for the spaces.
Okay.
So for the rooms, because we really want to open it up to artists of all ages, even artists that have just recently graduated from New World or from Dash, because we'd like to give opportunities to young artists, but still of our focus will be on local artists.
Okay. Great. So are you looking for any artists working with certain materials, sustainability?
Sustainability isn't something that we had thought of before. And now that you're bringing it up, I think it's an excellent idea and a great aspect to the challenge, right? Yeah, absolutely. I think sustainability is something on everyone's lips these days. This is why you're seeing so many designers popping up in this realm of upcycled fashion and repurposed. But that's how we've always lived our lives. So, if I don't throw anything away, like my closet is just bursting at the seams, but because I don't believe in it, right? And I'd rather share it with a friend or, give it to like Lotus House or one of these organizations.
It's one of my favorite places.
Yeah, of course. Women helping women.
Yes, it's one of my favorite places to donate.
Yeah, me too.
I go out of my way to make it over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
well, it's going to go to a good place.
Well, yeah, I know I'm helping a woman in need, and I think we need help more women.
Yes.
So I think that's a lovely thing. I'm excited about these new projects and having you come over here and talk about them. Is there anything else you want to leave us with as far as your philosophy on art?
It's a very good question. I think it's important just to collect what you love, right? I don't believe in people who collect to hide in a warehouse and save it for one day. It's not the point. This art put all their love into making this work. It needs to be experienced by lots of people and shared. So collect what you love.
One more thing. You're also a gardener.
I am.
I was so impressed with you when we were at the botanical gardens that one day. Like the way you were picking out the orchids. And I was like, she was just dragging and give me this and give me that. And I was just like, this is so impressive. I was like, I'm just still looking at them and like, you can pick them out. Which one's like, the best. And it's going to go. I know exactly where I'm putting that. Talk about your love for gardening, your passions.
Well, I grew up on a farm.
Yes.
Right. So an apple doesn't fall far from the tree. My parents had a nursery growing up.
Oh, okay.
So my punishment as a child was air layering or grafting things.
Oh, wow.
But I didn't realize how therapeutic it was until fast forward, the pandemic hits. Thankfully, we were blessed to be in a house. And you're kind of stuck inside. We didn't leave the house almost for a year unless to go to Trader Joe's or something with like the mask and the gloves and the whole thing.
Right.
But when I got home, it was great. I put my music on and I started tooling around and like planting things. Oh, that works or that doesn't work. And learning more about it, working more with my orchids. And now my garden is just so beautiful. And I'm really glad that I had that time to just really know the value of how much joy it brought me. Right. And sometimes when I'm having a very stressful day or I feel like I'm so disconnected from who I am, I'll just go outside and I'll start repotting things or I'll start watering things and talking to my plants. And you really do you reap the rewards, because I know when I've neglected my garden for too long and I walk outside, it kind of breaks my heart. I'm like, I'm sorry, guys.
So then you're out there for a little bit, and
I'm out there as much as I can, and I have people to help me now. But one of the greatest things, there was a moment in my life where I said to Ricardo, it's like, I think I want to move to Coconut Grove, because Coconut Grove has all these great trees and, kind of here, and it's hot outside and the pavement and even the pool deck, and you walk outside, it's like walking on lava. So we came to a, what do you call them? compromise.
Mm-hmm.
We came to a compromise that we would bring the grove to us. So we started ripping out a bunch of artificial surfaces. We brought in some old growth, local native trees.
Oh, lovely.
So now when you're in the backyard, you have the canopy and you have places to sit with orchids around, and I still get to live on Miami Beach, which is one of my first loves. So
Of course. Tell me this. If the public wants to get a hold of you, how can they get a hold of you?
They can,
Art Conductor.
They can follow me at artconductor.com. Not actually, on Instagram, Art Conductor, or on my other Instagram, which is Marcella Novela. Both of those.
Okay. Well, thank you. If you have any questions about this project, I'm going to go look at it next week. And feel free to email me, andreanajackson@gmail.com. Until next time.